Hey, Tim here. In 3 months' time, it's going to be 10 years since my kidney transplant. And I was reflecting on that because I remember going down to surgery, or just before I went down to surgery, the um, anaesthetist came to see me and he told me all the things that could go wrong. One of which was you could die, others were, you know, incapacitated for a period of time, coma, etc. And then I said goodbye to my wife and my little son. My parents were there too, um, and they had to go. And in the period of time while I was waiting for me to go down to surgery, I just had my phone with me, and I was just thinking, I need to tell my clients that I'm not going to be around this week because the way kidney transplant surgery works is you're waiting on a list and you get like very last minute, it's here, go. And there's no sort of pre-warning, so I couldn't warn clients in advance. And I had been sending them emails along the lines of not going to be here this week. Sorry, but send me a message and I'll pick it up when I'm out of surgery or later on in the week. And by the way, can you pay those outstanding bills? And there was two or three of them that had a significant amount that need that they hadn't paid and was overdue. Um, I remember thinking to myself at the time, this isn't this isn't what I want my business to be like. You know, I don't want to be sat here on a hospital bed, having just said goodbye to my wife and child and my parents, only to then message clients to say, look, you know, I'll be around next week, and can you pay me? And then it was a bit of a moment where I was like, I can't have this anymore. And it took a while to sort of figure things out in terms of what I do differently because I was on retainers, which was fine. That people should pay a certain date every month, and I had freedom in terms of location. I had freedom in terms of the time I could work. I didn't have freedom in terms of like the time for money thing, right? So if I didn't work, I didn't earn, and that was the issue. We're, so I thought, how do I get over that? So I looked into other things like I looked at affiliate marketing in terms of like having loads of different websites, things like that. I looked at e-commerce. Um, what else did I look at? My own online courses and programs and things like that. But at the time, I didn't really feel I had the expertise or experience for that. Um, that I could offer that as a paid course. I know now that that's not a thing, as long as I could help people out. But nevertheless, I didn't really know how I was going to do things. But I'd at that point I'd tried out a few partnerships, largely based on people coming to me who didn't have any money, who were saying, right, if we partner together, then we'll share in the profits. Now, that was a big mistake because obviously people coming to me with no money or whatever. That was the issue with that. But I knew I was onto something with the partnership model. I could offer my services and get paid based on the impact, based on the results that I got, which meant I could, if it really went well with the client, my money and my income would grow alongside theirs. I wouldn't be sat there on a retainer for a few £100, whatever it was at the time per month, watching their businesses grow, which I'd done many times before up until that point. I'd seen clients, for under 1,000 a month of my paying me, grow from where they were tens of thousands to in the millions, right? And one or two businesses sold, they made loads of money, and not only did I not see any of that money, my retainer stopped at that point because they'd sold their business. So, but I knew that partnerships had merit. Um, but a few mistakes, a few that didn't really work out, a few that got close to really going well, um, and then I stumbled upon some training, some learning, and actually I stumbled upon one partnership that went really well, and there was some differences about that partnership which made it work. And and beyond that, I've now had several different partnerships with different people to varying degrees of success. But what it meant was, fast forward to from 2015 when I had the kidney transplant to uh, 2020, sorry, 2022, I had another surgery. So this time it was for cancer. Now, I got cancer because when you have a kidney transplant, you get put on these medications, and the medications give you a higher chance of getting cancers, etc. So I won't go into it too much, but unfortunately for me, it meant I got cancer, and I had to have a big surgery again, and some recovery time, etc. And I'd just taken on at that point a new partner. Now, we hadn't quite launched yet, but we'd done a bit of work behind the scenes, and I decided why not launch it the day of my surgery, 29th of March 2022. And so there was I was no sitting on my bed telling my clients, oh, I'm going to be out of action for a bit. There was no asking people to pay my bills. It was set things up as a partner with my partner at the time. We did the launch, and well, I set all the emails up, all the autoresponders, all that kind of stuff to go out. Roughly sort of 8 o'clock in the morning. I'd already gone off to surgery at that point, and it was a very long surgery. Anyway, I woke up sort of a day and a bit later. All right. By the time I'd sort of, I was on morphine or whatever it was, quite heavily drugged. So when I finally came round, sort of looked at my phone, I thought, right, I'm going to see how that launch did, and and to my not amazement or surprise, I knew it had a good chance of doing really well because we'd set it all up right. We had done $22,000 in cash collected, and it was something like another 20,000 in payment plans. So that was going to be paid over the next few months. And whilst that wasn't, it wasn't life changing for either of us in a sense, it meant just that one partner, and I obviously had my other partnerships going on as well. But it proved to me that you could be completely um, not present. So the time, location, and financial freedom part. Okay, so those three parts of the equation that you could do with partnerships, because I didn't have any fulfillment, right? I didn't have to deal with any customer service or admin. I literally set everything up. The sales were made via my efforts that were set up in advance, and they happened. And then that over the course of the next 12 months, we kept doing these little launches, and that course then did like mid six figures that year. It was almost $500,000 that it did that year, just that one partnership, and that was based off the fact this one launch while I was out of action. Now, if you add all those partnerships together, we're not talking about, like, you don't have to have partners that do multiple millions, although that is nice. You have to have partners that have that ambition, but you don't have to have partners that do multiple millions already. You can have several partners on that basis, because most of the work's done in advance, and then you can just do these mini launches. Or in their case, I was writing emails for them once the course and everything was set up, because that's how I do things. I set courses up with experts, and we deliver that way. There are many ways to do revenue or profit share. I talk about this a lot in my other material, but copywriters are a classic example of that. They can write copy for their clients, share a percentage of the revenue plus a fee if they want. Funnel builders, a bit like I do, create courses or websites or funnels for people, take a share. Ad media buyers, you can do the same. There's so many different ways you can do it. Just even for putting ideas together. One of my clients, he saw an opportunity with two other parties, got them to meet and do a deal, and took a percentage of what they were doing together. And that gives them around $500 a month just for the introduction. So there's lots of ways you can do it, and there's lots of ways you can mess up too. And I share all of that inside my marketer to partner course. Now, it was called freelancer to partner, but then I learned there's freelancers in things like acting and other sort of things that are not relevant to me. So marketer to partner is what it's called. You can get the link below. You can message me to get details of it. But there's a video on that on my page I share with you below, and it highlights a bit more about how all this stuff can work for you. But that was my personal story, and it's why I want to share it more, because I think there'll be a lot of people out there that need the time freedom part, and they need to sort of divorce finance from time. So it's not, I have to do work to earn money. You can do the work once and earn many times from it. So that's what I'm really keen on doing, because not just for people who have uh, illnesses or ailments or whatever that have to take time off, but also because creating leverage is is possible in 2025. Um, there's never been a better time to be a one person business. Gone are the days where you're limited by, I, I'm limited by how much I'm going to buy, how much my hourly rate is effectively. Now you can earn income from all over the world doing other things, and with AI and that kind of stuff, it's even more incredible. Um, but what I teach in my, as you might have seen in the handout thing below, what I teach is how you set these deals up, right? So what part of your offers, what part of your business you can offer people, how you find partners, how you structure those deals, and then how you can grow that as a part of your business. You don't have to abandon retainers. You don't have to sort of lose the security of that. You can. There's lots of great ways you can introduce revenue or profit share or equity or licensing or whatever you want to call it into your business without abandoning what you already do. So you don't have to sort of feel that there's a risk here. Um, but you will find that if you start doing these sorts of deals, that they can go really well, and you could overshadow what your retainers do. You won't have clients, uh, you know, overstepping the mark with what they do. I mean, I'll give you a very very quick example. A partner of mine was away in Chicago over the weekend delivering training to our ideal customer avatar, um, to like 50 or 60 of them in one go. Now, while he's away there, he's selling the course. While he's selling the course, it was my son's birthday. We were out having fun. All right. So, yes, I had to send him an offer page before he went. It took me half an hour. And I probably sent an email early on in the week to the list. That's it. And over the course, already, where are we? The 7th of May, 6th of May, and we're already thousands of dollars in sales into the course. So yeah, and we do courses, right? I do courses. You could do whatever you like, whatever you currently do. Add an element of revenue share in there. Right, I've gone on for quite a long time now. Just wanted to share a bit of personal story, and yeah, click below on the little link that you'll find if you want some more information about how that works. All right, have a good day. Bye.